Hello everyone, this is Gorax and today I'm gonna show you how to achieve over 4 million DPS on Durem against Urzila's boss, even up to 5 million, and getting this team to do over 500 million damage in total. Even after 200 million, 90% damage reduction, we're still doing 3 million DPS with just Durem. As you can see, this team doesn't use an exclusive hero, as Ketius got booted and replaced by Biggs. Also, another reason why it's so easy to build is we're gonna use two free-to-play friendly heroes. Torrent that everyone gets for free in Season 1 and Elminster that you could get for free if you play Dungeon and Dragons collab. I did mention the strategy against this boss in previous videos. I did use the same team with a slightly different placement. This placement that you can see on the screen allows us to constantly hit all the minions that Urzila spawns and deal tremendous AoE damage, even with Biggs, whose range is rather limited. So this is probably the biggest change to maximize the damage output. However, I'll go over the equipment and talents as well, so you can reproduce that. And this time around, I'll post the code for this team in the comment section. This team with proper equipment, min-maxed equipment, can get up to 800 million, as Hisoka has done it. So my team, my equipment is way lower than his, and this is what I can do. Now remember, if you want to achieve these huge numbers, you will need Durem at Inspiration 5, and that's where we're gonna start the team building. Durem needs a lot of crit damage. Crit rate, leave it at 95%, 100% is good, but crit damage, mine has only 178%. Some of the Chinese Durems, they had like 260%, which is huge damage increase. Now again, this is not an exclusive artifact. Oil of the Skyfire is an burn artifact which grants us extra attack as well as extra damage to enemies inflicted with burn. The reason why this is a top-end team is you need a lot of accuracy on Durem. You also need resistance that will be shared with Torrent to mitigate any debuffs. Well, not really, because with displacement, Durem will avoid any debuffs with debuff immunity granted by the ultimate of Torrent. Everyone else in this team is supporting Durem, but let's talk about Durem's equipment. As you can see, it's so hard to build this Durem that we are trying to get accuracy as well. So to utilize this as well as other things, we need accuracy. So I had to build it with Precise Carnage, accuracy, chest, and accuracy negative rune. If you have really good rolls, you don't need that accuracy chest here. You can go with attack percentage, which will increase his attack. You're looking for as much crit damage on the gloves. Look at this. I have to have different stats, as my equipment is not ideal. Even the tempering didn't help much. But that's the stats we focus on: crit rate, crit damage, and attack. We want him to be the glass cannon. When it comes to the talents, these are the talents that I use. When ally triggers blast, we will increase the damage by 10%. When the target with burn dies, it triggers additional blast to all other enemies, and basically we increase our damage through that. Increase damage taken by targets with burn, and when his HP is above 60%, the attack is increased by 10. To support us, we'll have Carve. Carve will have downpipe organ. We're using 5 range heroes. We will transfer rather the attack to all of the range heroes, as well as we build him with accuracy to apply all the burns, all the other stuff that he does, and we'll use emissary rope, which will help us with achieving the accuracy, as well as when we inflict the debuff, all allies will do 10% more damage. Another thing is, when the wearer's ultimate skill recharge completes, we will dispel all negative effects from the hero, which means we don't really need resistance, as whenever we deal damage with the ultimate, we'll always remove all the debuffs. And also, since he gains accuracy up to, we don't really need high accuracy on him to be able to apply all the debuffs that he does, and these are the talents that I've used in this team. Then we'll have Biggs as our Witches Remain applier. We did remove Ascetius. With Ascetius, we can't group the minions the way we can with 5 range heroes. Since we don't really care about Biggs damage, we will build him tanky, and we will build him with the free air set that will increase our elemental damage dealt. We once again will use these gloves to remove any debuffs, and these are the talents that opted out for Biggs. Our supports are quite mandatory. Thorin, because the invisibility to all range heroes will group the minions the way we want. We will also mitigate the damage, because we're not using any tank, we're taking damage from the boss with Ancestral Protection, and when he grants a shield, we will increase the damage. Solar King's Horde to increase the damage, build him with Enlightenment and defensive stats. Remember, these defensive stats will be transferred to the hero in front of him, which is Durem. When it comes to the talents, this is the talent tree that we opted out. And as you can see here, after every 2 healing skill casts, the next healing grants the target a shield, which triggers the gloves that boost the damage. Lastly, we will have Elminster, using the same build as I did in my first original video, Titan's Rib, to get the resistance and accuracy. We want accuracy and we want resistance on him. This will boost the total damage we do, plus accuracy to ensure we apply those debuffs and basically reduce the damage done by the boss. We're also using Puppeteer set to reduce the rotation from 20 seconds to 18 seconds, so we can time our hero skills perfectly. And these are the talents that I went for in his tree. Now, we will also use to further inflict more damage on the enemy, we'll use another Devout Prayer set. When it comes to the timings, these are the ones that we'll use. So once again, we want 17 and 18 on the ultimate of Thorin to group the minions. Then we will delay our damage dealers on the first rotation. We'll start with Biggs applying Witches Remain. We will then basically ignite and burn everyone with our Carve and finish them off with the damage of Durem. Since we can survive easily, we will also use Wave Breaker. That will grant 3% attack up to ally with the highest attack for 30 seconds up to 6 stacks. This will increase the total damage that we can do. And obviously, if you have better equipment on Durem, you can do way more damage. Now, if you are the person who doesn't have inspiration on your heroes, don't worry too much about the inspiration on your supports, as this will only basically make them a little bit stronger when it comes to healing, etc. And doesn't really get this talent here yet, but the biggest damage difference will come from Durem Inspiration 5. If you don't have Inspiration 5, you'll be looking at way lower damage, because this will also ignore 50% of the target defense, and with so many minions being spawned, this is a huge overall boost, as well as this crit rate. Remember, I'm running 90% crit rate plus 90% crit rate. I really need 10% less to hit the 100% crit rate because I have the inspiration. But since I don't have the luxury of the test server on this account, it's really hard to find the perfect equipment. Once again, I hope this video was useful to you. Let me know in the comment section down below how you build your burn team. Are you able to score more than 500 million? Because as I said, Hisoka was able to do over 800 million damage with this team, just with better stats. Once again, thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Bye.